Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. Today I am going to do a bit of a mixed bag reading. I'm going to ask certain questions. We're going to look into this HantaVirus that's going around. I didn't think anyone was really bothered about it, but apparently a lot of people are frightened and it seems to be all over my feed. And so it wasn't something I'm interested in, especially that animal is just a big no for me. So you definitely won't see a thumbnail with that animal on it or background. I also want to, another case was brought to me, and this is of a girl, a bit of a tragic one, but you know, when I tap in, I'll tell you once I start, and then some mixed stuff. I'm also going to cover a little bit, there's another video coming up and it's very complex. I'm going to try my best to explain what I see with other stuff and predictions around aliens, bloodlines, and what they're currently trying to message or will be messaging very shortly, and just mixed questions. You know how this one goes. So I don't think I can do timestamps, so I'm going to kick it off with the one that I think is going to be the longest, which is this missing case. So together we're going to pull up a bit of a draft. I'm so munchy today. Is anyone else really munchy for food? It is still a missing case, I believe, because I don't think her body's been found. No trace of Karlie has ever been found, despite extensive searches, and she's not contacted anyone. Karlie Guse, or Guse, is 16-year-old, or was female, when she was reported missing by her family on the morning of October the 13th, 2018. Okay, so 1 second, the dog's looking at me like, you haven't put my pillow down to sit beside you. Here you go. Yalla. Oi, move so you can sit. Oh, Papa, move. Yalla, come on. Yeah, good boy. Okay. Alright, so here's beside me. Doggy poo. And I just want to go through. She basically went to a party that evening, or in the evening, okay? I'm not sure if it's the same day, and she was smoking some stuff with the people that she was there with, and she had a bad reaction after smoking, it says WEED, but I think it was more, and begged her stepmother to bring her home. So she's living with her father and her stepmother, and by sunrise she was gone from the house without a phone, shoes or glasses, and she's never been found. Okay, so firstly, when this name came up, one of the first things I was getting is that this is a classic case where psychics, remote viewers, energy, whatever, can misinterpret, and not so much misinterpret, but spirit gives messages, especially if they're channelers, psychics, messages where you won't get the full story from spirit, okay? And a lot of the times this does happen, you know, so sometimes we get deeper insight, but sometimes it's part of time and we won't get given certain things, you know. Sometimes I pull cards, don't I? Ask a question and it's like spirit gives me the story, and then it's like, okay, he's ready to answer, and then I suddenly get the card that, you know, was the answer at the end. And that's how it is when you're channeling. But this is a classic one where even when the channeler or the psychic is telling you something, it is true, but it's not. Let me say something. Let me try and give you an example. let's say you went to, in the morning you got dressed and you was going to the gym, you had a blue t-shirt on. You came back, you had a wash, and then you went to work or you went out with your mates and you wore a red t-shirt. Spirit tells you or this person did the t-shirt, and so Spirit says, I wore a red t-shirt that day. And it's true, they did, but the blue t-shirt is there and is significant. Okay, so that's what I want to say was coming through. It was something that I just smiled as soon as I heard about the case. Very tragic, by the way, because I think a lot of us can guess that obviously it's probably what she had was mixed. It was bad. She's had paranoia. And, you know, this girl, I feel, is very homebound. Like, she would have liked, if, for example, they said to her, sleep over at your mates or etc., should be more like, I prefer to sleep over at home, have my mates over at home, or play at home. Like, I don't mean constantly necessarily, but she is more homebound. Some teenagers just hate to be home, are hardly ever home. She would like to be home. I also feel there's an energy of cover up by the stepmom, and I don't mean because she did something, but I feel like she might have had, I feel like there was a serious case and they may have tried to handle it themselves and it's gone completely wrong. And also there's kind of this energy where I'm going to show you, once you wake up from all this paranoia hallucination, don't know why I'm getting that coming through, but that you were an absolute twat for taking what you took. So I don't know if she had a picture or she was going to tell her, like, and just kind of rub it in her face, you know, so she never does it again, but also in a kind of not a great way. So that's that. What I do want to say is, so let's have a look. Okay. Let's start off with, so I do believe it is from the things she took. Even if she went home that night, I think it still persisted in her, like, but how did they not hear her leaving the home? I guess it happens. So she must have, I don't have the time, but it must have been when they brought her home, and from the time they slept till the next morning, she was gone. Something fishy around that as well. Hang on a sec. This is where, you know, I said the blue and the red t-shirt. This is where wait, let me get the cards and then out of Spain. Cards don't want to speak. Okay. King of Swords in reverse. Ten of Wands. Lovers in reverse. Yeah, I knew that was going to come out. And the Devil. So here we've got someone who spiked it, right? Not good intentions. I don't know if she had a boyfriend. Not good intentions with what was in it, right? It was definitely spiked. But whatever she was smoking, it wasn't just weed. Okay. Hermit in reverse. Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Sun card, interesting. Ace of Swords. So let's, before I get overwhelmed, this, by the way, is giving me the energy of definitely confirming she was someone that liked to be at home, all right? She was kind of like a homebody. Here, what I was getting is that she couldn't distinguish or be wise anymore. She just was not in balance. This is where I get where she was given the the thing, okay? And this is obviously the sunrise, and this is the Ace of Swords where the truth comes to light. So let's see. King of Pentacles. I do feel like, by the way, if she's passed, she was alive for, she didn't pass straight away that day. Again, Spirit wants to say the story. There's the dealer. So the dealer might have been at the party. The party is there. Okay, the Ace of Cups. She was having a good time. Okay, continue. And then the Judgment that went the wrong way. And she decided that she wanted to leave the party. Okay, and she wanted to go home. But there was someone who was kind of trying to draw her back. Okay, and trying to convince her to stay. I think she decided, no, I don't want to. Calling my stepmom. Stepmom arrives. Oops. And a broken heart. 6 of Pentacles. What I was given. Couldn't see anymore. Patience was needed in the situation. I think the father turned up. The loss happened. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Something wasn't coordinating or happening in the right way. Chariot. Was she put in the car? And then there was the 5 of Wands and the 6 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the the 8 of Wands. Can you see how she was not? She didn't pass away, so she didn't X herself and just pass away. Here I get that there was a bit of an argument. There was a bit of a back and forth, and this could be her internally. But it seems like she did leave the home. Spirit is going very slow with this. She did leave the home. And communication and an Ace of Pentacles and a Justice card. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to ask now. One minute. Yeah, definitely the stepmom could have acted in a different way. Absolutely. I don't know if she was pissed off and she was like, I'm going to show her what a dingo she was last night. She could have even videotaped her, you know. I don't know if Karlie was also begging to get more attention. I don't mean from the stepmom or the father or whoever, but like, I need help, I need help. Like getting a bit paranoia. She did leave the home, okay? At her own accord, she left the home. Okay. This was not like an accident at home that extra and then a cover-up, okay? That didn't happen. So she left her home at her own accord. Okay. So was she still feeling the effects of the rugs? Was it due to the rugs and the effects? Oh God. Got this that fell out of that. We don't get the major that I wanted, but this is telling me yes. Okay. The party was coming towards what happened in her demise. The reason I ask if something happened at home with that sort of thing, it doesn't mean that someone has to X you or you X the person, X yourself. Things could happen like puking and choking on your puke or something like that. We get a no, but we get the home in the picture here with the father, but the party is what led to her ending. And obviously the home is in the question. So what happened after she left the home? I'm going to change the deck. Don't know why it's like I want to keep that top line there. You know what I'm going to do? I don't know if this is place. I do think something of her will be found, by the way. What area was it in? Can someone tell me? I can probably point out some areas where she will be. If you point out, I'll try and see if I can highlight some areas to find her. Obviously, very long time ago, but you might get some, what, bone? Perversion. Could this be what I said about the recording? But I also think, okay, so this is what I was trying to get to. I was going to ask the cards, someone come in the picture, okay? Trapped is where I feel she was alive. Outer space. Spirit told me don't do that. Don't split and take the card, and I didn't listen. Elation. The reason I say, you know, I'm going to pull one more card and then I'm going to pull Tower and I'm going to tell you what I was thinking. Cover up. Yeah. Secret. You're definitely keeping it a secret, Spirit. Okay. There was a car involved some way. Was she taken while she was out there alone? This is kind of like, it's not giving me my confirmation card, but to be honest, I feel like this person is the person when I get perversion as well. And then with this, it seems like I think it's someone that she's crossed paths with before or seen her. So I don't know if this is a small town. We do get here, yeah, I think there's someone that knows the area. But the car is in reverse, the chariot, my confirmation of the question that I forgot now. Was she kidnapped? Ah, okay, 1 second. Okay. Did a car... Let's try this again. Did someone stop for her, take advantage of her, and she got in the car as opposed to someone just... Which is still... I don't know if it's kidnapping, but maybe the cards want me to be like that. Okay, let's try again. Okay. thought my question was clear. Six of Wands in reverse. I don't know what I'm not getting right here in the questioning. It's like, okay. Chariot is the bottom of the deck upright. So the first one I said that she met someone that recognized her from the past. And then here we've got Six of Wands in reverse. That energy is now reversed and the car is upright. What am I missing? What am I missing? I feel like a card fell somewhere as well. High Priestess, Two of Pentacles. Okay. Yep. Is there someone else involved after she left the house? We get a confirmation. So there's something about my question, because I was feeling it, that's just not on point. She was definitely paranoid even at the home there. And I'm not sure if she might have made contact with someone, but they would have had it to come and get her. King of Wands, the party. Eight of Cups. Not wanting to go back to the party, and the King of Wands. Okay, so I think someone had tried to ask her to come back to the party. She didn't want to go back, but I don't get a confirmation that someone... Did someone come and pick her up? But I didn't get a confirmation. Spirit wants to tell the story here. Got the Devil in reverse, but let me just ask the question again because I don't know if I forgot it. Did someone come and get her? Did someone come and pick her up? Like, she contacted someone, they came and picked her up. 1, 2, 3. No, she was out and about. Okay, she was out and about. Okay. Someone else is involved in this. And it's not someone she's contacted from the party to pick her up. It does look like it's someone that's seen her. Oh, yeah, but okay, let's try that again. By the way, there's at least one other person that knows. Okay, I've got it. When she might have been picked up from her stepmom, someone from the party had already left and was watching, and that person's got her. That person got her. Okay. That's what it is. And that person, that's what I'm saying. At least one other person knows what happened. And I think the boyfriend knows this person. I'm not sure if the boyfriend knows that this person did it. But that's it. Yeah, so if you're out there, don't be a tosser. Tell us where she is. Sad part is that I think she was held trapped. And so, you know, the cover up, but it's a bit late now. Anyway, this is why, you know, at the beginning I was saying it, and you can see exactly why. Spent a bit longer on this, but it's fine, right? You like your mixed bag predictions. Not that you're telling me, but... One of the questions in my other thing that I wanted to ask is, does Duck have a body double? I'm not talking about a clone. Does President Duck have a body double? I'm not talking about a clone. People use this word clone as if people can just pop out the female VG and be a human grown 80-year-old man. Does Duck have a body double? I'm not talking AI either. Does Duck have a body double? I did touch base on this a little bit actually. I'm remembering that I think he was advised to have one. I get a confirmation here. I get a confirmation, especially when it's to do with where they think there could be, I don't know why I'm getting told sleeper cells or online activation people, dark web. And it's to confuse where he is exactly. It's to confuse people where he is exactly when needed. So he does have one. Interesting. Who thought he had one? I've not seen if someone doesn't look like him, but I don't think he uses it often. Can we see? Would that be right? Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Three of Swords. No, he doesn't use it often. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, the next one I wanted to ask was about the HantaVirus. Okay, so the HantaVirus is, let me tell you the timeline of this, of what I think I get. Okay. The timeline is the 6th of April, a 70-year-old man becomes ill. 5 days later, on the 11th, he passes away. Between the 12th and the 20th of April, passengers, I think, I don't know, his wife gets ill and evacuated to South Africa, taken at a totally different side to be treated, which is a bit strange. 24 hours later, she dies. The ship is sailing in the meanwhile. No one's quarantined or anything. A British person becomes ill and is sent to Johannesburg in South Africa, and he's apparently still under critical care. The fourth person is a German lady who passes on the 2nd of May. Only then do they say it's the HantaVirus. So imagine from the 6th of April until then, everyone's like just moving around. And that it's a strain of the virus. The ship's doctor then falls seriously ill, and they were saying they'll take him to Spain for medical treatment. Spain said humanitarian aid is on the Canary Islands, so go there. But the Canary Island was like, what? And then in the meantime, 3 more are really sick. One employee who came to the end of his contract travelled back home to Switzerland and is now sick, so by plane. And now they're checking all the boat and saying, you know, people who have travelled with these people on their airplanes back to their home, etc., need to be quarantined, need to be checked. Why they didn't have people separated, you know, put someone else on a boat, get them quarantined, put a new boat for the healthy people. It took nearly a month to know it's this virus and strain. Then apparently there's a YouTuber who says he was on the ship and sick, but I don't really know if he's going in for an Oscar award or a crisis actor role, so I don't know if he's making shit up. And so I'm going to see, but I think this is more like, you know, recently they tried to push the monkeypox and no one paid attention. Now this is getting more attention, so they're probably a bit happy, but let's see. So is this a real strain of the virus happened on this boat? Please show me clearly. Oh, I hope this is not a real virus. I've lost my concentration. So there's definitely someone who passed away from it. It looks like, yes, there was definitely 2 carriers of it, okay. Potentially, do they have young guns on there? Okay, slightly younger. I do think then there's the fighting, you know, sort of like the going back and forth on this. They're like in mixed energies about it. So is there truth to this? Is there a truth to what they're saying? Is there truth to what they're saying? Five of Cups in reverse, Six of... Okay, there's some truth to what they're saying, but not fully, okay? The truth to what they're saying is actually the people that were on the boat. That were on the boat that passed away on the boat, okay? Not those that fell ill and under medical treatment at the moment. There's confusion around them, okay? There's confusion. There's going to be confusion over the final, I want to say a female and the hair passing. So they might label it as natural or something else, and then she got the virus, but it wasn't because of the virus. Was this kind of like a planted thing? World in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, Seven of Pentacles. They were incubating something, okay, like a viral, but this was not actually a planted one, okay? It's also telling me it's not going to be as big as the big C, all right? It's going to be very minor, but it is getting attention, and they are trying to drill down that attention. Use it as fear and manipulation, okay, where needed. It's also going to be, there's something going to be around pregnant women. I think they're going to, you know, I don't know if we're going to hear of someone there. But they're really trying to spread fear, and test how people will respond, you know. So look at this guy's touching. It's like, let me see how he responds. And based upon that, they will, you know, see if they can oppose a bit more. Like if it was like monkeypox, they're going to have to just stop. But if there's a response of fear, they'll keep going, pushing forward, see how far they can go in terms of this. But I don't think it's going to get the attraction that they want. Okay, look at that. There is a purpose behind the way it's being said and whatever we're going to hear next, okay? Okay, so let's have a look. I feel that it's quite crazy right now. There's so much going on, and even on YouTube the past, you know, while I've been, you know, on YouTube, and I'm just trying to find stuff that's like either, I don't know, something, you know, useful to watch, and it's just, it all seems quite heavy and inundated with bullcrap, to be honest with you. And I don't, YouTube, I don't mean about your platforms, I don't mean about your I don't mean about your platform. I just mean that, I don't know, it's just like the content creators, it just seems like it's so heavy with bullcrap. Even when I try to watch something, it's kind of like I've got a massive headache from people. Then something happened with, so I feel people are all in different directions. Some of us are really anxious. And it's because even if we're not listening to the news, by the way, we feel it energetically. I've had quite a few clients recently for the energy healing and balancing, and I think that's such a beautiful thing, because we do need it just to clear ourselves a little, feel a bit lighter from time to time. But I just feel that we're really consumed energetically, even if we don't watch it. And then there's energies also consuming our energy, you know. It's kind of like, okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to dive into, and then I might move on to doing a separate video for anything else, is recently pastors were invited to go to a private meeting with a group of men connected to the intelligence world. A congressman from Missouri called into the church to say they are not prepared for what they will be told. They will tell them that they are from another world. They are our creators, and whatever you want to call them, aliens or beings, there is no God. Jesus, the Bible was admitted to them, and they are the creators. So this is about UFO release and stuff. So the question is, what will they release? What did they want to release? UFO, ET, reptilian creatures, sci-fi movie, as someone said, that's what they're, it's beyond your belief what they will release. UFO, ET, reptilian reptilian creature, sci-fi movie type stuff. Another person said Trump will try to make history by saying this disclosure is from his admin. So that's his strategy. Another says 6 objects in the sky from Tennessee to Colorado was witnessed just recently. And he was in a disclosure meeting that we are not alone in the world, and it is preparing us to bring Jesus to help the church avoid Jesus back, and to help the church avoid deception. And that's a lot of narratives of different stuff. Another one was that they are creators, and actually I'm going to go into this separately. I'm going to go into this. I think it ties in with what I've already got as content, to be honest with you, but it's not exactly like this, but you can see a game from what I'm going to channel and predict to you, for you. But here, so there's a lot of narratives. And it seems like some are advocating that trying to tie in with religion. Some are saying that, you know, they are the creators, God is not the creator. So going the opposite way. So I wonder if there's going to be a line around this, you know, like what the hell is going on? This seems like it's all over. Is there going to be a drawing in the line, fetching it in a bit? Is the boundaries? It's all over with everyone doing different narratives. This is only in the USA, so we're not talking about different countries, different things. It's probably just different states, different people that are connected. So what is happening about this invited meeting and everyone that's talking? Show us the energy around it, please, Spirit. You don't want to miss what I'm going to say in my next one. I'm also going to do something around cults and recruitment of cults. I think it's important because people tend to think that it might just be like Scientology or Mormons, etc. But there's a lot more to it. Temperance in reverse, losing patience, that they want to get the word out and say what they want to say, drive it forward. 9 of Pentacles, certain people want to be the hero, want to overshadow Duck being the first one to say. A lot of anxiety is around this, and deception. Two-way street, which we saw. A long road forward is the truth. But there's manipulation around this, and there are going to be some deaths around this. Interesting. You know, I don't usually say that, but that's coming through because there's a lot of ego and people that will just speak out beyond what they're supposed to be saying. A lot of ego of people that are just telling lies as well and don't even know their right from their left ear. Don't know anything, basically. There's going to be someone who goes into witness protection of this as well, okay? And there are going to be a few people, I would say you can maybe tap into 3 people that might tell the truth. Although there's going to be a lot of fear-mongering, a lot of immature people that are giving duplicate messages and don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, so we're going to have to be discern. You know, in my predictions, I said around July, August, watch out for these kind of stuff, right? And heating up, and especially then messaging, but then going into 2027. So I think there is a prepping around this, but it's getting a bit all over the place, especially when I've already put some content together around something that's tying into this. And it's a bit concerning, the energies behind it. So there's definitely a grabbing to people to look into it, especially people that are, you know, just like, all these people are with saying that there's unidentified objects or something else lives with us, or ETs, etc., are all over, are just woo-woo. There's nothing but humans. And we're not going to see any sign of this kind of stuff. All right. It's trying to get them to wake up to the reality that there will be disclosure, and disclosure of UFO is coming, and if information is coming out now. I get that's now. And the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. What's the King of Pentacles in reverse for? Oh, it's not a steady energy. It's going to be as and when they want to disclose and move it forward. However, the messaging, either straight away or at times, the energy behind the messaging of the King of Pentacles, this King of Pentacles basically, then we've got the Two of Wands next to it. I just think it's corruption, perversity, weakness, ugliness behind it. I don't like the energy, because there we go, holding on to secrets still, despite saying this is the past, this is what happened, and looking up to it. A lot of people wanting to be involved and recognized, yet there's a lot of secrets still kept under wraps, and confusion being put out there, even from the people that you believe are good in heart. It's not quite the case. So, you know, there's a lot of, you know, two-tone on the religion manipulation, I think, around this. So we're going to have to be careful with that. I do think separately, we will be during, I don't know if I should say this here actually. I think I'm going to leave it for the next one. So given that, but do look out for the videos that I've mentioned. Given that, I want to pull us a card and then I'll tidy this up, right? I wanted to pull us a card. Well, let's look at this light-hearted deck that I've not used for a while. Can you remember the tarot readings? I used to use these. So Spirit, what can you give us? What can you give us for this May onwards? What can we do? What can we do, and what do you want to tell us? Okay, so we've got breakthrough. For a star to be born, it must first collapse. This is not your destruction, this is the birth. Okay, so we know that kind of falls within. Evolve, the cosmic potential flows through us. Limitless, we need to know our worth. So don't be down, beaten down by all this havoc that's happening, okay? And a breakthrough on that. These case of the UFO is coming through. Okay, everyone, take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Much love. I hope you enjoyed this. Comment, like, hi. Members, thank you very much for being a member. I appreciate you so much. And stay blessed. Oh, can I ask a question? How many of you, so I've got so many more questions on the mixed bag. How many of you believe in numerology? And how many of you believe in numerology on like housing? You know, they say go for house 6 for love and soulmate connection. Go for house this. How many of you believe in that? And then they say if you don't have that number, you can write the number or change the number at the back, you know, do add a number, etc. So it adds up to the number that you need the energy of. How many of you believe in that, or how many of you as well have actually tried it? This was one of the questions I've got noted to go into, because I think it'd be good. Let's engage on that as well. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one, my beautiful people. Bye for now.